What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old N, and I'm back at y'all with another lunch break special. Yes, sir. Now, I was asked to do something like this, but I was already talking about doing something like this with one of the homies over the phone. Shout out to the bro, Lil T. If I could find out, I think they do it Skype. You know what I mean? Like where you could like do it face to face like that. But I'm gonna start doing hood stories and war stories and just switching it up a little bit. I'm gonna keep doing my original content, which is pretty much just me giving my opinion on current situations or just dropping game or just whatever, chopping it up with y'all type shit. Like I said, man, hit that like button, that comment, subscribe, all that shit, man. Push my shit out into the algorithm, because motherfuckers can't even find this channel, man. It's a headache when I be telling people. Yeah, man. Plus, once I get to 1,000 subscribers, like I said, I'm gonna start going live on YouTube with y'all and interacting with y'all a little bit more. So, yeah, man. Hood stories. I'm gonna go first, and then everybody else could come with their shit after that. But no, this ain't a hood story. This is a war story. This is pretty much the time I got shot, bro. And yeah, I'm not gonna get too much into specifics, but I'm gonna tell you the general shit. So this was back in 2006, and I was fresh out of Camp Barrett, juvenile hall, Camp Barrett. I had turned 18, and if you remember what was going on in 2006, it was a lot of shit going on in the streets. If niggas was around, they know. And we had taken a couple losses as a hood, and as well as other hoods. But I get out. I was locked up half that year. I think I went to jail in May, and I got out in October, like damn near November. So I get out, hearing about all the shit that's going on, and I'm in the mix. But one particular night, this was actually the day before Thanksgiving. So I don't know if that's Thanksgiving Eve. I don't even know if that's a such thing, but it was the day before Thanksgiving, 2006. And it started off normal day. The homie hit me up like, man, I'm gonna come get you, so I'm getting ready and shit, nigga getting faded, whatever. He swooped me up, we go get some pills and shit. Niggas was off them E-pills tough back then. And we just running errands and shit, going here, going there. I think the homie went to go get his hair braided. He had dropped his girl off at work at a certain amount of time, at a certain time. And then we was chilling in the hood on 49th Street. This was a real popular street back then, one of the main streets back then, as well as other streets. And I think it was around like it was around like around that time it get dark early, right? In November it get dark like at 5:30 or something like that. So it had to be like 4 or 5 o'clock, like the sun was going down. And it's a few homies out there. I can't remember who was all out there, but it was probably about 20 of us at some point in the day. Not when the situation happened, but at some point in the day, it was about 20 of us. Then niggas start separating, going their different ways. And I remember the homie, he was like, hey, you gonna go with me to pick up my girl, and then we gonna come back? And I was supposed to go with him. Like I said, he picked me up earlier, and I was riding with him, and we had the burner and all that. And I didn't go because I had some homies come from another hood, and I didn't want to leave them, even though they had a burner too. They was on point, but I didn't want to leave them because I'm like, that's kind of rude. This is my company. So the other homie goes with the homie to go get his girl, and I don't know, somehow, some way, I forgot to get the burner or some shit like that. It was something like that. I forgot to get it. And if y'all don't know what a burner is, that's a billy, a blicky, whatever the fuck y'all be calling that shit, nigga. It's a fucking gun, a burner. Anyways, cuz left, and then the homies had left. The homies that I said from another hood that they came with me, they was hungry, so they walked to the taco shop, which is on 47th Street. And no, you know what? I take that back. It had to be later at night because I think the taco shop was closed, but they didn't know that. So they went walking. And so they took the other one with them because they hitting the main street. Like 47th is a busy 47th and Market is a busy intersection. So we chilling in the front yard. I see a car go by. I see it look like maybe 2-3 heads. I don't know. It's nighttime, like I said. Plus a nigga drunk off the pill. You see it, boom. Heads kind of look at us. They keep going. About 10 seconds later, it come back this way. The second time, I look, and in my head, I'm like, that's the same car. But I didn't say nothing. I don't even remember if the homies was on point or what, or if they was saying. I don't remember, bro. Like this was a while ago. They come back a third time. The third time I said, hey, watch that car. That's the third time. And it went back towards the other end of the street. And maybe a couple minutes went by. The car never came back. So then I see my cousin and my auntie pull up. Now, mind you, I told you I had been out not even a month yet. So I hadn't seen them. So when they pull up, I walk across the street to my grandparents' house. So as I'm talking to my auntie and my cousin, I think my auntie may have went in the house. Did she go in the house? I think she went in the house. I'm talking to my cousin. You know, I'm fresh out. So, you know, what's up, man? What's happening, nigga? Where the bitches at? You know, normal nigga shit. And I start to see two people coming out of the alley wearing all like dark clothing. And I know y'all motherfuckers like, oh, you should have known. No, I didn't. Because I told you the homies just had went to the taco shop and they walked through that alley and they was wearing dark clothing too, like black and navy blue and all that too. So I can't tell if that's them, even though it's only 2 people instead of 3 people this time. But still, the homies had just went that way not too long before that. So I'm talking to my cousin. I think we exchanged numbers, and then I don't know if he went back in the house. I think he might have went back in the house, or he might have gotten the car. The car was right there. And I think my auntie got in the car too. And if I'm wrong, if she see this, she could tell me it went a different way. But I remember them getting in the car but not driving off yet. But I see some figures. They came out the alley, which is on the other side of the street, and then they come on my side of the street. But they like ducking between cars. Like I can't say really ducking. They was like walking, standing up. But then, all right, let me rewind. I'm going too fast. 49th Street and a lot of streets, of course, like when they off work, it's nowhere to park. So the whole street was taken up. So it's cars and trucks and shit. So they would walk behind trucks and then like, I don't know if they would stop to talk to each other or whatever. They was doing something and then they'll reappear and then they'll kind of like disappear again. Now, I'm gonna fast forward real fast. My neighbors was outside. They're Hispanic. My next door neighbors was outside smoking hookah and barbecuing, you know, carne on the grill. You know how y'all do. Shout out to my Mexican and Latino people. But and I used to go over there and party with them. If they see this, Wedo and them, what's up, fool? But they told me later that them dudes was ducking and looking over at the homies. The homies is across the street, but like kind of diagonal from me. So these niggas is coming from the corner. I'm in the middle, and then the homies is like 2 houses down, but across the street. So finally, I start walking across the street. When I start walking across the street, they start crossing the street with me. But I can't really tell who they is. So I'm kind of looking, and then we get on the other side of the street on the sidewalk, and I'm like, hey, what's up, cuz? Who was that? They don't say nothing. They look at each other, and I don't know if they whispered to each other, but they started walking back towards the alley. That was weird to me. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I start walking with them. I'm like, hey, cuz, who was that? You know what I mean? Like pressing the issue. Like, who see? Like, I'm thinking these are the homies, but then I don't think it's the homies. And I'm walking up, they stop again, and they like say something to each other. And now that I think about it, I think they was trying to lead me towards the alley away from the crowd because they don't know if the homies got guns in that yard. But the second time when I said it more aggressively again, they stopped and they kind of like, you know, communicated something to each other, and all of a sudden I seen the flash. Now, if you've ever been shot at, you know you're gonna see that flash, you're gonna hear that motherfucker, then you're gonna feel that motherfucker. If you ever been shot at or shot, well, that's the same thing, but yeah, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I seen the spark. It was like a fucking comic book. You know how it got like the bam and the boom. It was like that, like a spark like that. So as soon as I seen that, I get on. I turn and I start running, but then I hurry up and I zigzag out into the street. But right before I zigzag, I feel it like I'm running, and it kind of slowed me down because it hit my leg. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I banked that right into the street, and I fell. I'm faded. Probably shoes probably wasn't even tight enough. I fall, and when I fall, I turn around to look, and it was like you ever seen Get Rich or Die Trying? You know how 50 Cent, when he got shot, how he turned over like that? It was dead on like that. I turn around and I'm expecting to see somebody standing over me, because I'm thinking like, nigga, I would have chased the nigga. But I think once I ran, they probably like, oh, we got him, and then they focused on the crowd that was in the front yard, and they start busting at them niggas down there. And I got back up off the ground and ran across the street, and I ducked by the car, and I was watching them bust at the homies, and then they took off running. I think that's when my auntie, I think she might have got out the car and ran in the house or something like that. That's when I started feeling the burning sensation. And I ran up to the door, and then my grandpa was like, he was like locking the door. I'm like, Grandpa, it's me. Rest in peace to my grandpa. He let me in. He like, are you hit? I'm like, yeah. He like, sit down on the floor. Then my auntie start panicking. Little cousins come out the room. Everybody fucking panicking. The homie called me because they knew I had walked off. The homie called me. He like, you straight? I'm like, nah, bro. I'm hit. He like, all right, I'm about to come down there. Long story short, police come with they bullshit. And, hey, hold on. My right hand to God. As soon as we got a knock on the door and I seen it was the police, I said, man, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody call you. We called the ambulance. Ain't nobody call no police. That's exactly what I said to him. He said, well, what's your name? I handed him my whole wallet. I said, my ID is in there. Don't ask me nothing else. On my mama. RFC. So they take me to the hospital, whatever the fuck the case is. I was in there all night. I was paranoid like that nigga. You ever seen that movie with Steven Seagal? I think it's A Time to Kill, where they killed the nigga's his wife, and I think his son like ran away, but he thought they killed his son. He was in a coma for like 7 years, and then the nigga tried to come kill him while he was in the hospital. I'm up paranoid thinking that somebody gonna come dressed as a doctor with a silencer. I'm telling you, I'm off of E-pill. I don't know who the fuck just did this, and I still don't. And even if I did, I still don't. I'm thinking somebody gonna come kill me. But the next day is Thanksgiving. I'm sitting there watching football, eating that bullshit ass food. I ain't gonna lie, man, that hospital food tastes just like jail food. That's the same exact meal that they serve you when you in the county or you in prison on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm not even hungry because I'm in pain and I'm still feeling that pill, and I got questions, no appetite. Anyways, I ended up getting discharged from the hospital the next day. Soon as I pull up to the block, cause I live there, I gotta go home. It's homies outside again. They see me, my grandma like, go in the house. I go in the house. I'm in the house for like a good 30 minutes. Then I say, I'm gonna go outside. And she just shook her head. She was like, all right, like, you don't learn, nigga. But anyways, I went over there, chopped it up with the homies. I had a cane. I got shot twice in my right leg. Once in this arm, it went through, broke my arm. I had a cast. And then I got grazed right here. I don't really count that as getting shot, but some people count grazed wounds. Some people like, yeah, I got shot. Nah, I got grazed right here. Well, then that's 4 if you count that. But yeah, man, the shit was crazy, man. I still got a bullet in my leg. One of them went through, came out. I was on the block the next day drinking Hennessy with the homies. That's the street life, man. But anyways, yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that to y'all. Hit me with some more topics. This is gonna be a series, hood stories and war stories. And yeah, man, just like, subscribe, let me know what y'all think about that, man, and fuck with me. Your friend from that big O N, hoodie motherfucking hood. Yes, Lord.